Hello again, ladies and gentlemen, hims and hers, zers and theys and zays and whatever you want to call yourself. This is Shock and Awe Toy Reviews. I am Wilson, joined by the man who has a great NPR radio voice.
I am Jack's simmering rage.
And there you are. And this episode, we are reviewing this SH Figuarts Loki. That's the box. Get it out of the way. There's toy. Loki. All right, Mr. Toast, this is your toy. I am not a fan of Loki. I'm not a fan of Thor. So I'll let you kind of lead the charge on this as we take a look.
All right. Brilliant.
One hammer. Each time he falls, he loses a hammer.
Dope.
So he's got a cloth cape.
Yes.
And it's fine, I guess. And this is actual
good.
Plastic.
Yes. So the cape is soft. It's smooth?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what that is exactly.
It is a different texture.
It's fabric. Nice. There's no wires in here, so it's not fully pulsable. It just drapes. But it drapes well enough. The coat pieces are plastic, as is the tunic, I'm going to call it.
I don't know that it matches that well with the cape.
I think it's...
I'm just like... Well, we can discuss it.
I'm going to say it's good enough.
Okay.
For me. I think they did a really good job on his face. I think it looks like Hiddleston. I like the hair sculpt is very swooshy. That is two separate hair pieces. There's another one that we'll get to later. But I like it a lot. There's a lot of painted and sculpted detail throughout the costume. Yeah. I went with this one primarily because, again, I am the color breakup guy. And I didn't like any of the Marvel Legends versions except for the Walmart exclusive early one that was based on the first movie.
Oh, yeah.
Because it had more yellow.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All the rest have been primarily black. I'm like, nah, it doesn't do anything for me. This one, they showed off, Figuarts was showing off for years at conventions and never solicited until earlier this year. So I'm super glad I waited because this is what I wanted in Loki.
Oh, good. How do you feel about the armor pieces being a duller kind of metal? I mean, they look worn, I guess.
I like it a lot. I think it looks good.
Time to move them around. This is where it gets fun.
Right. So it's pretty standard Figuarts. There are a couple of limits. The hair, I think, is one of the first. It's very close to his shoulders. You can't really see it because the cape is in the way, but it limits back. He can move forward a bit, but he can't look up because the hair just runs into his back. And then similarly, he can move slightly side to side, but not much. The tunic is another point. This is connected from the top to the waist, so that limits how much the waist can swivel. Again, this piece here is hard plastic, so this leg isn't going to move very much at all. Can move out to the side a bit. This one is more free as it squeaks a bit.
Yeah.
Knees are fine.
Oh, yeah.
If you're into spherical knees. So you get about 90 degrees out of the elbows. The ankles are a problem. There's this sculpted bit on both sides. It's almost spats-like.
Yeah.
That is not the problem. What is the problem is between the shoe and the bottom of his shin, there's almost no gappage. So the shoe doesn't really pivot. It is on let's just disconnect it. It is a ball peg, but there's almost no space for it to move. So it doesn't move up much at all. Doesn't move, I'm about to pop it. Moves down a bit.
Jesus.
He has toe. That's nice. But without the ankle, and there's no side to side whatsoever.
There's no way to like tilt it or anything.
Right.
That sucks.
You can actually see it if the camera picks it up. You can see right in here. See the gray and the black. That's his shin and the shoe, and there's zero gap between them.
It's unfortunate.
It really is. What is nice for me, because I'm more of a shelf toy than a player, is I'll be able to stand him up on a shelf and he will look great and not move. Accessories. He comes with quite a few. So there is a Tesseract here.
Cool.
Horned helm with alternate face. There are 2 alternate faces. This one is smiley or devious. So we have a smiling face. Laughing? I don't know what that is.
I don't know. It doesn't look right.
It's a little scary.
It is.
He's got a scary face.
Yeah.
There's also an endgame. What did you call this? What did you say this was?
What?
The masked face.
Oh, his bondage head.
The bondage.
The bondage face.
Yes. From Endgame, he's got handcuffs, again from Endgame. He's mostly the first Avengers movie. But then they gave him some accessories from the later movies.
Well, then didn't he have that in the first Avengers?
I mean,
at the end?
The 2 were happening at the same time.
Fair enough. Don't get me started.
Time travel. 2 stabs. He's got a total of 8 hands. I think I swapped one of them out because I was having him hold the staff earlier. So there's some generally relaxed hands. There is a sort of openish gesture hand, fists, and then holding hands for the staff. And the other one is on him. There's also a separate hairpiece. So this one specifically is whenever he's wearing the helmet, it fits around just like this.
Oh, so does the peg from the head go through that hole underneath?
Right.
I gotcha. That's a pain in the.
I did this, and I had flashbacks to the Amazing Yamaguchi Wonder Woman.
Right.
And that cape.
Right.
And her neck. And I'm like, oh, God, is this going to be horrible? It looks nice. It is a tight fit. You really got to put some pressure into getting all that to connect. But it does work. It looks nice. And he still can't move his head that much.
Jesus.
With the other hairpiece.
You can put it on him, though, without the hairpiece, right?
I suppose you could. I don't know how funny he'd look.
Size comparison. What do we got?
Mafex. One of the Thors.
Mm-hmm. I think you got the Infinity. No,
War?
Did you get Endgame? Is it Endgame or no? It's Infinity War.
Yeah.
Then. Okay.
Yeah. And then SH Figuarts Hulk.
All right, down to our final thoughts. I'll start. I'm gonna give him a 2 out of 5.
Ooh.
I'm not impressed, and this actually doesn't have anything to do with my hatred for Thor. Not hatred, but dislike. Just not my thing. First of all, his forehead is the size of a stop sign. It looks weird to me. It looks way too big. I think it looks better with the helmet on. The hairpiece is a pain in the ass and seems unneeded, especially since it doesn't help. Like I can imagine that having that if it helped him articulate his head more, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It does it bad. Like it doesn't help the articulation. He can't move, and the feet are the worst. Like he can only stand like that. That's all you're gonna get out of him. I don't know how many action Loki poses you could put him in, but I mean,
Handcuffs
at this
or no handcuffs.
how much? Yeah, how much did he cost?
He's 90 on Big Bad Toy Store.
He's 90 on Big Bad Toy Store. So yeah, for that price, I'd expect him to at least do an A stance, you know. And I'm not sure. Have you seen? Does SH Figuarts standardly do cloth capes like that on all the guys with capes? Do you know?
I think it depends. So I think some of the Star Wars and some of the Marvel guys. I know the first version of Doctor Strange had a plastic cape, and the second version is going to have cloth.
See, that's my question. Is because to me, since this is a plastic, his tunic or whatever, it kind of clashes with the cloth cape. At least the cloth cape doesn't look really bad, but I think I would wonder what it would look like with the plastic. But he's a 2 out of 5 for an SH Figuarts. That's low, but him at a 2 out of 5 is still better than like a Marvel Legends or anything. I think the accessories you get are awesome.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just the figure is flawed. So
Well, I think part of that might be I've heard when oh, jeez, rocking the table.
Man.
I've heard that when Figuarts initially designs a figure, regardless of how long it takes to get to market, they don't update it.
Oh, really?
So he's been shown off for years, and this is probably just an old design that they didn't update before they finalized it.
So that's basically how he started years ago is how he is now.
Yes.
Wow.
That's what I've heard. I'm going to give him a 3 out of 5. He looks good, which is primarily what I want, but man, is he frustrating and somewhat disappointing given the price.
Yeah.
I don't know why toy manufacturers don't put more emphasis into ankles. It's like everything else depends on the ability to stand and to pose. He has a good amount of accessories, and I think I'm going to use them. The staff does split in half, so you can squeeze it into his hand. We didn't talk about that earlier. But accessories and general appearance are my 2 biggest things, and he does that well. It's just, man, if only he could stand better.
All right, that's been it for this review. Thank you for watching any and all amounts that you did. Please, please, please check out our social media stuff. Give us a thumbs up. Spread the good word about us and comment below. And until next time.